Hi,
Hi.
I'm Max, knitwear designer, co-founder of Les Garçons, and recently I'm hooked on iced coffee. Don't ask me why, I'm hooked.
And I'm Vincent. I'm a yarn dyer and also co-owner of Les Garçons. And for the past week and a half, I've been quite the hot mess.
Yeah, sorry Tanya, you've been dethroned.
Yep,
Vincent is the hot mess right now.
is the king of hot messes.
This it means you've been more into a vacation mode where you forgot
Yes.
little things that you would usually not forget. But yeah.
Yes. Well, one of the reason that this episode took longer is because one, we're taking vacation, some time off, but also two, we were planning on filming at a cabin that we were renting, but we forgot so many things, like the yarn that we were supposed to show. What else?
Your driving license.
My driver's license. Well,
You weren't gonna
but
show
still,
it, but still we got there without. Yeah.
yes. So it was like it has been an adventure for the past few weeks. But we're back.
Yep. And we're drinking
Well, because Max is hooked on it.
iced coffee.
Yay!
I sort of discovered that during the I don't know where I was, but it just I always associate iced coffee being disgusting because you know when you have your morning coffee and there's like one or two sip left and it's
And it's
cold
cold. It's
and it
not the
just
same thing.
yeah, but that's what I sort of discovered. So now every afternoon I'm like, can we get iced coffee?
Yes.
So I heard from the guys over at Needles at the Ready that there's a machine you could actually get to do iced coffee at home, like cold brew.
Yeah. Well, you can't do it with anything. Like
I
you
know, but
just
it's
need.
to be infused overnight.
Yeah. You
So
just need a pot of water and coffee in it. You don't need
a machine.
a machine
Oh,
to do
okay.
it. But we bought this. We bought some cool brew. Yeah.
Just wanted to try it at home to see if it would
But
work.
I've been doing iced coffees for the past couple of years. Like it's every summer I at some point take ice and pour coffee over it, and that's my iced coffee. And he's like, nope, not
Ew.
interesting.
Yeah.
Ew.
And now I'm like, can
Yes, can we have some? So cheers.
cheers, welcome to a new episode.
Yes.
So the last time we saw each other, I was actually leaving the day after to go for a 3 day, not a weekend, it was just before the weekend, 3 days in Chicago.
Yes.
I was attending
That was
H&H America, which is a trade show for yarn, mostly for yarn shop owner. They've been doing it for a while in Europe,
Cologne,
in
Germany.
Cologne, and they've started because of travel restriction during COVID. They moved one version of it in Chicago. So this was the second year. I was really interested in seeing what it was going to be. It was not what I was expecting. Let's just say that. We only spent 30 minutes there because I went with my friend Tanya. It was mostly big brands name that I've already know about, where yarn shop could actually order yarn directly from them. And I was expecting to discover little things like scissors maker or people that I didn't know about or like
Yeah.
I don't know, different contact. So it wasn't as what I was expecting. A lot of people enjoyed it. Good for them. It just wasn't what I was going for. And it is nothing against the festival or anything. It's just not what I was expecting. So instead, because we ended up having a lot of time, we visited 4 yarn shop. Like
Yeah.
that's so cool. They have so many and so different ones. So they're all really big. We got to go to the Blooming Spindle. They're
Yep.
one of our, they carry our yarn. It's a brand new shop. It's really adorable. The outside is so
Yeah,
pretty.
it's pretty.
Yeah, and everything inside. Um, I got to hang out with our friend Michael from Piece for Piece Crafting. He actually drove us around because we stayed downtown, and he picked us up and took us to different neighborhood, a lot of queer neighborhood, which was really fun. And he knew I love vinyl shopping, record shopping, with that because I brought him to one on the plateau, and I got 2 vinyl. Only 2, but I'm excited. I was looking for this one for a while. This is the Postal Service. It's a really old album, but that's the one I was listening all the time when I moved to Montreal. It sort of defined my personality for a while. I know it sounds weird, but it's just, when you're young and you get into indie music, it was like the
Yeah,
genre that I like. I know you hate when I. So I bought this one, and it's on a blue vinyl.
but I'm happy that you like it.
I'm happy for you.
I'm happy for you.
And this one I was looking all over for this one. It's Cigaros, the album Talk. And I
It's
saw it
pretty
here, it was like twice the price in Canada, so I was really happy to find it.
because it
And
was in Canadian dollars.
no, I did the math just to see. And this
Yep.
is an album that made me fall in love with Iceland and why I traveled there like ages ago, but this in Bjork. So I was really like these two were really hard to find here, and being able to bring them as souvenir was just so like yay.
So fun.
Yeah, Chicago is so lovely. I wasn't expecting people to be that kind. Everyone felt like they were your friends. It's such a weird thing to say, but they were like that.
They were
And
lying.
huh?
They were lying.
No. And I was so confused because Chicago is in the Midwest, but to us, it's just underneath Ontario. And in my mind, this is the East to us. So Midwest, I was really confused.
The East to us.
We're on the East Coast.
Yes, but
You wouldn't say that Ontario is Midwest. You would say
well, the rest of the west of Ontario, maybe. Yeah,
the West.
Ontario's big.
I know, but I
Anyway,
was
it's okay if you were confused,
yeah.
but
The
it's
do Mid East or those
no.
no
Okay.
no. So okay, so there's the South, East,
Don't
West,
speak.
Mid.
Don't talk
I know,
geography.
but I was so confused. Well, I didn't know we were that far to be
Well, you were like in another time zone.
just
First
an
of all,
hour.
well, still
Isn't no Ontario is
no, it's not.
that's
So you
true.
were further. You were in like on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, it makes more sense now.
yeah, okay.
Thank you for explaining.
Well, while he was being confused in the Midwest, um, my sister was visiting. She by herself took a flight with the 4 months old and came to Montreal for a week visiting the parents. My dad still hadn't seen his new grandson, so that's mainly the reason why she came here. But she also visited me, and then she visited my mom, and I drove her around a little bit. And yeah, so it was a nice visit from my sister, and I got some time with the nephew. And
And I
that's it.
got to meet him on the last
Oh
day.
yes, we should show
The
you
picture.
the picture. Oh no, it's too far.
Yeah.
But I have a picture of Max. I think I put it on Threads. If you are in Threads, follow us or not. Um, yeah. He had like a panic look on his face.
Yeah. Like I'm awkward with babies.
Okay.
I'm good with dogs,
Yeah, or not.
but with
'Cause
yeah, she wanted to go see you because
Yeah.
so it was like one of the first time that I was holding a baby. So
Yeah.
like, what
Yeah,
do I do?
he looked a little bit crazy,
Yeah,
but
and the baby sensed it.
yeah,
He knew.
babies know.
I'll get better with time, but it was just. To be fair, she's like, "Take my baby," and she just, so
Well, because that was the point.
I know, but it was funny.
So that's it. And then Max came back, and
Yeah.
my sister left.
And for the past month, we've actually been renting a cabin in the wood, which is actually a house.
Well, yeah, a month.
Well,
Almost a month.
almost a month. It's a family member of mine. They're going 3 months as a road trip to Yukon in the Northern Territories, where their
The Yukon territories.
Yukon territories, where their daughter lives, and she's pregnant and she's gonna give birth soon. So they wanted to go visit her. So they're renting their cabin for 3 months, and we took one of the months to actually go there. Where
It's actually their house,
yeah,
but renting them, it's near a lake, so it has a cabin feel
to us.
to us. Yes.
And it's sort of almost a private lake because no one has been there so far.
Yeah.
We're going there during the week, so we actually work from home, but the cabin, and spend our weekend in Montreal, where if we need to ship things, or because there's no internet there either, it's just our cell that
But next week we'll stay there longer, just to make sure that we are there when there's sun, because like I don't know if we mentioned it in this take, but the summer has been really crappy here. It's either super too hot, or there's smoke, or there's tornado warnings, or
last week was a tornado warning, and there was a
we
big
had like
in Montreal.
We had like a few tornado warnings, and I think it's the first time ever that we have one since I was born.
Here,
But anyway, so
and we got a lot of rain during that day, and hopefully we were here because in the basement it started to flood, so we had to actually move
nice times.
Yeah,
it's a nice summer.
And in the cabin where we're staying at, if you lose electricity, you lose everything, including water.
Yeah.
So there's no way of just being like, oh, we're in the woods. No, like it's
well, that would be we're in the woods.
Literally,
we have to, because
So we're always coming back for that.
That being said,
and we brought everything to film there.
Yes, we had the camera, the lights, the computer.
But we sort of get into a really lazy mood after work that we just waited to be here to film instead. It was just like we're supposed to work a bit during the day and then time off by the lake, everything.
Here's the episode. Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
You're such a creep.
So we've accomplished. Well, I haven't accomplished much, I'd say. But one is like one of my FO is like started on Friday, and then ended on Sunday.
So adorable.
It was so quick to make.
Yeah.
Anyway, but we do have some things to show you.
I've made a lot of things.
Yes, you finished a lot of things, and one things that I have finished. The team. Everyone has finished. Is the first month of the Mysterious Tropics Club.
So this is our 3 months Mysterious Club. It's each month you get a sock set inspired by the illustration here.
Yeah, it's this month is the flamingo. Has a little sticker there, and everyone probably has it by now because it's been quite a while, and we're almost ready to send month 2. So.
Yeah, it's all been packaged and everything.
Yeah. So in the little package you get, trying not to lose the sticker, but you get a little sticker and a little
enamel pin.
Flamingo enamel pin, and then so this is the Mysterious Flamingo. It has like you can see it's the same color as the flamingo, and then it has some like little dark brown speckles,
like from the little nose, the eyes.
Yeah, and just a few touches of speckles. Like we're trying different techniques every time that when we create those clubs. We only dye in pots. We don't have those pans. Well, we have them, but we don't use them. We don't dye in them. So we only have pots. So we're trying like many different techniques just to stay in those pots. And
Because we're also limited with electricity.
yeah,
Usually people who die with the big pans, they have like a huge oven, like that look like a
yeah,
fridge, where you could actually put everything in and have it cook, which is amazing because it saves so many space. But to us, this just
yeah,
blew all the fuse.
yeah. So um, and then the mini is called Sandy Beach. Like it's just a very sandy
Beachy.
colorway. Like here you can see like in the thing. Um, so yeah, that
So,
was first month, and then second month should follow shortly.
yep.
And I'm gonna say that, and don't be mad. Um, but there was one left that we miscounted. So we found one, and I've put it on the website, and it might still be there when you see this. So if you want it, so if you want month 1 and 2, we're gonna send them both together to you.
So
Go
there was
grab it.
one club left, you mean, or
Yeah,
one?
there was
Oh,
one club left.
oh, okay.
Yeah, the all 3 months. You would get all 3 months. You would get months 1 and 2 at once because
They're already,
yeah,
yeah.
2 is ready to send out, and then you get the third month later. So by the time you see this, it might still be one if you want it.
Hmm.
So there you go, Mysterious Flamingo.
My first FO of the month is my project that I took with me to Chicago. Since it was just a 3-day trip, I wanted to bring everything in a carry-on. So I want a really small project. I know I'm good now with packing light. So I've made these one.
That's uh, like a great thing that's happening right now.
Yeah, but don't get used
Just
to it.
just a carry on for 3 days. Like
For
normally,
3 days during the summer.
oh,
Uh,
that's true.
yep.
Yeah.
So I made these, which are DK socks that I made with my own handspun yarn. This was made with, I
Ooh.
know, like I'm using my handspun. I'm excited.
Yes.
So this is a 3-ply that I made with braids that I bought from
Hedgehog.
Hedgehog Fiber. It has really nice tweed, white tweed that pokes around just a little bit. It was super quick to do. I made them toe up. It was about 48 stitches. For the heel, I did a short rope heel, and then I just did a 2x2 ribbing for the top. I don't know how they're gonna behave when washed, because it's just superwash merino, but since it's a 3-ply and it's superwash, I'm guessing it's gonna be fine. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited to wear them inside. I don't know if because they're gonna
Oh,
quite big. I'm not sure if they're gonna fit in boots, but otherwise, I'm just happy to have them
maybe.
inside.
Yeah.
And they look like sisters. They're not twins, but they're sisters.
They look nice.
I'm really happy with them. So I wanna make more socks out of my handspun yarn. So I'm gonna plan ahead more than before to have something nice.
Yep.
There you go.
Well, because we're like talking about socks, maybe I can talk about.
Mhm.
I also made socks, but took me like just 1 day because they're tiny.
Like, look at the difference.
Whoa.
Oh, adorable.
Um, I think I had mentioned that that was my plan to do that. Those are this is the leftover yarn from the socks that I did recently for myself. The yarn, I've been calling it Hardy Sock, but it's Heartfelt Sock, I think. I
Look at
really,
someone else is creating new names, and it's
yes,
not me.
we really should take notes
Yeah.
before filming this. But yeah, Heartfelt Sock by Crafty Jack. She's a BC dyer. This is the Sea to Sky colorway, and it's exclusive to Sweet Threads yarn store in Squamish, BC. I should know. Well, it's where my sister lives. I had bought the yarn when I visited when my nephew was born, and then I did myself. I knit myself a pair of socks. They were my experimental socks. I tried different heels and stuff, and I kind of did the same thing with this. I basically just casted on 40 stitches. So you cast on 48 for adult socks, and I cast on 40 for baby socks. Well, they're like, I looked at measurements online, and I think they fit like 9 to 12 months, like, yeah, 9 to 12 months old. Did 2x2 ribbing for, I don't know, like 3 inches. Then heel flap, heel flap, heel, and gusset. I didn't reinforce the heel because he's not gonna walk in it, right? He's not gonna, by the time, he's gonna outgrow them before.
Yeah. But this could be really cute as a Christmas ornament.
Yeah, you can make some if you want. I'm gonna make them for babies.
But like, look, imagine.
So, and I had like 20 grams left, and I kept like weighing my skein when I was knitting, and at the end I wouldn't have had enough, and I realized that just like before doing the toe. And thank God, because I finished both, and I really wouldn't have. I would have had enough to make one of them probably, but not both of them, the toes. So I made a little contrasting toe. There you go. Boop. Yeah. So it's gonna be like, it's not. I haven't used like a particular pattern. It's my, again, kind of experimental vanilla sock recipe. Cuff down. That's it. So, little socks.
Adorable.
Adorable. And then you can fold the ribbing.
Did you try them on Lola?
No.
I see her.
No, we won't try them on Lola.
We might.
They're still wet because I blocked. Well, I not block them per se, but at least wash them. But all the ends are woven in. Like, it's my most complete thing ever. There we go.
Second project that I finished. It's a secret project that I can show, but cannot tell exactly
what it is.
Well, it's a sweater. But
no, but I mean,
for what it is, yeah. So this is a collarwork yoke featuring deers that are wearing little bow ties. It's using our BFL Twist DK. The color here is Twilight Sand. No, it's Emma Stone.
Yes.
The white is Betty's White. The blue is It's Butler. And the orange, are we going with Alex's
Red Squirrel Friend?
Red Squirrel Friend.
Yeah, something like that.
It's a color we don't have now, but I'm using it in 3 projects so far. So we're gonna bring it in because I'm just really in love with it.
Yeah. It's a nice color.
Yeah,
I have the recipe somewhere.
I hope so. So it's mainly 2 colors up till here. Then you have a good section that are 3 colors, and then it's all stockinette stitch. This product is gonna come out next year. I was allowed to talk about it on the podcast. Just not allowed to say it for what it is, but I'm excited to have it released. It's a pattern that I've worked on earlier in my knitting career. It was my second pattern, called Frankly My Dear, I Don't Give a Yarn. And I didn't like the chart that I made. My math weren't the greatest at that time because we were starting. and so I got to revisit it and have it be better, um, more thoughtful, and the
Yeah.
grading is going to be amaze balls.
Ama- Amaze
Amaze
balls.
balls. So I got to finish it, and I've also made after I finished this one, I made a hat.
A hat.
Yeah.
You're not showing it?
No, not showing it.
Okay.
I've,
Keeping the hat secret.
yes,
Yeah.
but I finished both of them.
Yeah.
This one is a really lovely yarn to work with. I'm not used to work with superwash yarn anymore, but this made the color pop so much, and when I blocked it out, it just flattened and
Yeah.
made something.
It's because it's BFL and not merino, it has a little bit, just tiny bit more grip. So it's again not like there's obviously better yarns for color work out there, but it's a great alternative if you want to do
Because what I like for this one,
superwash.
yeah, for superwash and the BFL, this part is heavy because there's 3 colors and floats, and the bottom is also heavy. If you use a light merino, the top will be heavy and the bottom will be more flowy. So sometime you would have like a mix of texture. So
Yeah.
I always go, if you go merino, go with a heavier merino than something that has too much drape for color work. But
Yeah.
it always depends on the style that you would like to have.
Yep.
But for this, BFL is a nice way, a nice yarn. That's it. Okay. I've actually released this pattern last week or 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
Not sure. This is the Bumpy cardigan.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. I'm gonna take it off after because I'm starting to be
Yeah.
warm. It's using our British DK, and the stripes are made with I-cords bump, made with a gradient yarn. And for example, here I've used spin cycle as a yarn. I made a scarf,
A wrap.
a wrap, which was the moon bumps that I was inspired by to make the cardigan. And since early in our vacation at the cabin, I wanted something really mindless, and I've decided to do a cowl.
Another bump.
Yep, with bumps. And this one has the floats weaved on the front.
Yeah, woven in.
Yep. Really easy to do. It's knitted around. There's ribbing at the collar. Then you increase just before every bump so that you have a nice, is that parallelogram or no?
Yes.
Is it the name of the shape?
Well, parallelogram is, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And it's a spin cycle yarn for the bumps, and I'm using one that we bought from a verb for keeping warm.
Yeah.
Okay. A yarn shop that we visited when we were on vacation in San Francisco. So I'm using my souvenir yarn, which I'm like,
Yeah. The shop is in Oakland, not Auckland, Oakland.
yeah, it's not New Zealand.
Yeah. Not San Francisco, but yeah, it's area,
Yeah.
the Bay Area.
So it needs one skein of
British DK. You haven't
no,
said.
two.
Oh,
I was starting with spin cycle, less than 50 gram of spin cycle to do the bumps and the weaved in front. And the main color here is Twilight Sand. I knew I've used it
yes.
on British DK, and this needs 2 skein of it. And look at the back. This is what it looks like when the I-cord joins. They have a little difference in between because the fade will actually stop to the other one.
Yeah.
And I've made it parallelogram so that when it sits on you, so that you have more fabric at the bottom than at the top. There we go. Now it's super warm.
Yes.
But it's just a nice way of you use a color that you quite like that goes well with your skin tone, and you add a little pop of color with the bumps.
Yep.
The pattern has been written and the graphic design has been made, but it's gonna be more during next autumn. I think it's just gonna be in the wait list of things to do.
Yeah.
But I got to finish at least the sample beforehand. And I'm gonna take a little break from bumps after that because I've used them a lot.
Yeah.
But they're so fun to do. Oh, and I've discovered with this one, if you're struggling with, because what I recommend for doing something with bumps like that is use a DK weight yarn for your main color, and the accent use a sport weight so that it won't puckered. But sometime by doing this, the DK weight yarn could pop inside the bumps here and have like a visual effect that you're not really fond of. If you knit the row before doing the bumps with the color of the bumps, the little things that are going to peek through are going to be the same color as the bumps. I know it sounds complicated, but if you had that issue, it's going to be a way of fixing it.
Yeah, so if you're doing the moon bumps, the Bumpy cardigan,
Yeah.
or this, you can knit one row of spin cycle, and then, well, then you would have to come back to do the...
Yeah, that's the thing though. You will have
Yeah.
more ends to weave if you do it this way. I've written it like that for this because it's in the round, so it was
Yeah.
quite easy to actually fix. So that's a little tidbits if you want to.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take this one out now. So I got to knit like a lot of things. The sweater was not as far as that the last time, so I've got to have less things on my mind now for the
Yeah.
following weeks.
I've also made a cowl, and for all intents and purposes, it's done, but it's not. And it's for Anna Johanna's next Strands of Joy book. Pretty sure it's going to be Strands of Joys 2, but just in case, it's her second book. They're all stranded colorwork
Are you
patterns.
sure she's not gonna do like a Too Fast Too Furious name instead? Two Strand,
Two Joy. So they're all colorwork patterns, and she's allowing testers to show progress pics, but not finished objects, because she wants to still have like the hype for the book, but then keep the final excitement for the actual launch. So that's the only thing. The condition that I could show you is that it's not fully done, but it's fully done, but it's not.
It's not missing a lot.
No.
Oh wow.
So it's a cowl that's gonna be joined like this, and then worn like this. But I'm not wearing it. I'm not breaking the terms of my contract. So it's again like a fairly like it's a tube. So you knit in the round, colorwork charts. It's a like very cool pattern. The name for now is Vine, I think. So it has like a little kind of vine effect on it. It's really nice.
I was talking about that with Tanya. We are all obsessed with that colorway, mini sweet, but
Yeah.
none of us had used it really before.
Yes.
And it just looks so good.
Yeah.
Especially with
So-
the pale gray.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the pattern, she's using a sport weight yarn and then another sport weight yarn with a fluff, like a mohair strand, to have like a little bit of difference in texture. That's what I did also. So for the main color, it's the British Sport that we just launched, and we're going to talk about later, in the colorway Mini Sweet. And then the other yarn is a fluffy sport yarn. And it's really good. The only thing that I need to do is graft it, and then I have to reread the pattern. But I only think that I think she only says to graft it. And I was gonna do. I haven't knit the last row of the chart, the one that's in between the first one here and this one there, and I wanted to do like a 2-color Kitchener stitch, But then Lorianne had a better idea, and thank you. So I'm just gonna graft it with one color, and then I'm gonna duplicate stitch the second color over it, so that I
Where
won't
it needs
have.
to, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, where it needs to go to complete the pattern, so I
Hmm.
won't have to do it like a two colored grafting, which would be possible but annoying, I think. I've never
If
tried
it
it.
was, well, because there's a chart, yes, it's gonna be harder. If it was like 2 by 2 all the time, it would be easier. But
Yeah,
I
but
like the
no,
idea of
it
hiding it.
would like,
Yeah.
yeah, it would be like one strand, and then yeah, I
Mm.
think it would be like,
Yeah.
it's definitely doable, but I did want to try it now that I have a better idea. So that's what I'm gonna do, and then it's gonna be complete, and then I won't be able to show you, but when the book's release, I will.
Yep.
Yep.
So this section is gonna be shorter
Oh yes.
because I've actually finished the hat, the Frankly My Dear hat, like yesterday. So my whips is just like a brand new cast on, and it's just because I fell in love with it. Andrea released her new Rhinebeck sweater, which is the Tessellated.
Yep.
Does it mean anything?
Um. Yes.
Is it Tessel something?
No, it's not a
It's Tassel.
tassel.
Oh,
It's the pattern. It's like when something, you know, the positive vibe scarf.
yeah.
The pluses are tessellated because they're like all like offset, and
Oh,
yeah.
here's another episode of Max learning something. And another episode of Max forgetting something.
Yes.
Yeah, so she released this and a vest version. And just before this was released, I placed an order of Spin Cycle. I selected a few skein, and in that they have what's
Seconds.
no, it wasn't seconds the name of it, but it was a sort of grab bags where you either get 5 skein of seconds yarn with little defect in it at a discounted price, and I got this like orangey gray and
Is it their
peachy.
colorway?
It's one of their colorway. Yeah, this is
Burning
Burning
sensation.
Sensation. So they have like little tweaks of, I guess they thought it was unwanted for them. And I'll be able to just remove it easily.
Yeah. Well, one of them, I don't know if it's one I saw that there was like a thicker part that
Yeah,
was not spun properly, but that was just like one oh yeah, like here there's
yeah. So this
just
is
a
why they are seconds. They
just
have
a
it
little
at a
thing, but
discounted price. So I got 5 of it, and it just felt like I could do that sweater. And we have a brand new sport, so I'm gonna use these one with this in Meredith's Gray, and I had this fluff here too. So this is gonna be my whole vibe for it. But I'll do the ribbing with an undyed. I'll show it. So this was my
um
little swatch that I made before. I wasn't sure if I was gonna do undyed with the spin cycle and the fluff, but then I thought it was too pale, and so I went with Meredith's Gray instead to have more contrast. But I liked the fact that the bottom was pale, so I'm gonna use the pale to do all the borders to create like a little frame out of it. And the orange is sort of out of my comfort zone, but I sort of like how peachy it is. So I think it's gonna be
like my shorts.
yes.
Peachy.
But that's what I've casted on so far.
But Max, it's supposed to be a pullover.
But you didn't say join in the round, so I forgot. No. Uh,
She does mention it
I know she does.
just before.
I've decided to actually make a cardigan version out of it. So I'm gonna hack it many different ways because the pattern is it's not color work. It could be color work, but it is mosaic knitting where you actually only use one strand of yarn per row that you will knit twice with 2 colors. So she provided the pattern to be knitted flat, so I'll be able to easily make it
Um,
flat. and it's a bottom up. So I've decided to actually do, I would be size 4 inner patterns, but I'm gonna do size 3 because it's the same arm depth here for both sizes, but I'm gonna be able to add, like, for a band in the middle, like 2 or 3 inch more to get to size 4. I'll I'll change the thing here and make it from the mat from our vest, and then add sleeve to it. I'll do a different color. I'm gonna it's I'll figure out as I go. It's gonna be hacked. It's just for me. I thought that this and do the little color work section during our vacation would just be perfect as some mindless. It's not a project of mine, and I could just like do it and have like a little drink on the water while knitting. It just felt like yeah. And it's the first time I'm able to cast on something has it come out. It just feels exciting, and that like everyone is doing it. So I hope people are doing it. So I'm really looking forward to it. So that's gonna be my only whip, and the only thing I'm gonna work on for the next couple of days. What about you?
Well,
I
I'm not sure where I was last time I showed that, but I did work just a little bit. Well, depending on what you saw, I might have worked a lot, or maybe just a few rows. But I took back the Sosunit's Mystery Knit Along, Mystery Brioche Knit Along, Brioche Along. It's not a mystery anymore.
No, she has posted all the photos. It is amazing. All the versions she made are so cool.
Sorry. So, I had mentioned my struggle with the colors, but now I really like it. Can you like pull on one of the corner so I can like? It's supposed to be like this. It's like a rectangular wrap. And then, so I worked, it starts here, you do that brioche section, and then you do the garter section over here, and then you make just a little insert here.
Little fillet
of fish, of brioche here, and then I just started. So when I picked it back up, I had done like this was over, and I basically just picked up the other stitches and made a few rows. And then there's gonna be like another garter thing in the middle, and then there's gonna be like it's beautiful. It's gonna be so beautiful in those.
Are you gonna colors. Work on it more next week? Is it your only?
That's me. That's me only weep.
That's me only weep.
That's me only
horror.
Weep. Yeah, that's that's me only weep. Sorry, it's only cold brew. There's no alcohol. Yeah. But still, yeah, that's my only whip. I do want to start a British sport project, but
you've already knitted with it. Well, you did little. No, I mean,
are you getting jealous?
No,
I'm spending so much time with the British sport.
No, I mean, you can finish this one before because.
Well, yeah, I don't know,
but I get it. It's exciting in New York.
The other one's gonna involve math, and this one I can just follow pattern.
Yeah.
So I might work on both at the same time.
And salmon tartare and chalet.
It doesn't look like a salmon anymore. It does, but so I'm using our British 4-ply yarn. I'm using NYX Current Obsession. So at the moment, it's NYX and Twyla, right? Yeah.
Yep.
NYX and Twyla, and then the other two colorways for the garter sections are Vincent and Natural. So we're definitely gonna make kits when I'm done. Different kits for that. one of the objective of that second half of the year is to revamp the kits section and offer you like more kits for other designers, and also making it easier to find and navigate into, because right now it's a bit of a mess, but it's going to be very fun. Sorry, Lola is getting impatient.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, and as I mentioned when I was talking about that and the struggle with the colors, you can do it in 2, 3, or 4 colors. You really choose what colors you want, but it's always the same colors used in the same. So it's always going to be, if you do 4 colors, it's always going to be yarn A and B for the brioche and C and D for the garter. And like there's no mix and match. Like you won't have like A in the garter at some point. So that was my fear with the other colorway, the colors that I had chosen. I wasn't sure if they would match well. Anyway,
But now that it's finished, because in the other pattern that I'm currently working on hers, there's a chart at the end you can actually color to see how it works. Maybe she added that in the finished PDF.
I haven't downloaded the finished PDF
Because you're not there yet.
Yeah, but she had provided like guidelines, like here's like what 4 colors would you look like if you use kind of those colors together. But because it was mystery, you didn't really see. So yeah, so any 2, 3, or like I really like that you can really do it like with as little or as many colors as you want.
Yeah, like high contrast, low contrast, everything looks cool in brioche.
So but then you don't really see the this one. So maybe like a 3, like because
well, once it's gonna be block, everything's gonna open up
maybe
a bit more.
Like this.
Well, don't over.
So yeah, I'm really happy how it turned out and how it's gonna turn out, because I know what it's gonna look like.
Your wee bit project.
Yeah. So me last whip. Me only whip.
Me only whip.
Me only whip. Yo, in the very nice high side Heidenhammer. Like it's Heidenhammer appreciation channel here.
Yeah.
But yeah. So there you go.
And in the shop, we've actually restocked all the British DK. We've added a lot of sweaters quantity. If you want to be able to make the bumpy sweater, you can... Sorry, I just saw her being like... She's managing the shop today.
Yes.
So I think there's none of this color left, but we might have some Louis shade and other...
I had some dyed last week.
Okay, so there's going to be some
there's
coming.
going to be some.
And this one was Edith's Butler.
Yeah. But then we have like many other colors
Yeah.
and sweater quantities left. It's not... No.
No, this is
sport. So yeah, you don't see it.
So that's fingering. No, that's fingering, sport, and then off screen.
It's DK and Aaron and all the stuff. But yes, so talking about sport, we launched last Friday a new line of yarn. Just gonna take the natural here. It's called the British Sport because it goes into our British line of yarns. So you have British 4-ply, which is fingering.
Lola's looking at us, making sure we're doing
the right thing.
Yeah.
So you have British 4-ply, which is the term that they use in the UK to say fingering, because it's not actually 4-ply, it's only 2-ply. Little tidbit of information. And then we have the fingering DK and Aaron version already. It's spun by Laxton's in the UK. They did a great job with that base. of having like it's a really really nice base to dye and then to knit with.
And it's a kind of base that you need to put your hands on and work with it. It is everyone we've sent it to
Yeah.
actually like work some sample. They've all been
Oh yeah,
and
we've sent like lots of the British, like we sent fingering and DK and Sport to sample makers, and they're all like in love with it now. So it's a really really nice yarn, and we wanted to have a sport weight version. So we had that custom spun for us.
yeah, it was missing in our
Yeah,
collection.
in our collection. So it's a 3-ply high twist. It's a very round yarn. Like the strand is like very round, and so it's perfect. It has like great stitch definition. Oh, I should have brought the little
Little
sweater.
fur.
Where is
And
it?
it's a gray
Oh,
base, so everything has a gray undertone. It
yeah,
makes it easier to mix and match colors together. I have a lot of cool tone here with blues and greens. This yarn is perfect for the tessellated pullover or vest. So if you need any of it, we have a lot of it
yeah,
because we're just launching it. You can make the hiding peak sweater that I've designed before. You could make a really cool opus shawl with it. There's a lot of sport weight sweaters now. I think it's a new weight that we're gonna see more and more. It was
yeah,
harder to find as an indie dyer, as a base to be able to dye on,
yeah,
and now it's more readily available, so more of it are coming. So designers like me are using it
yeah.
more and more.
So we've done all of our colors on it. Every color's on the website except for Kirby because I forgot. That's what happens. It's dyed now. I just need to take a picture of it. And yeah, as Max mentioned, there's more and more patterns. We have actually created a Ravelry bundle of favorites. So we've just put like a bunch of sport weight pattern. The bundle's called British Sport. If you want to go see what kind of pattern you can make, yeah. And so I mentioned that I only had Me Only Whip, but I think I'm gonna start a very simple sweater in Morris Black in Sport.
That would be
You know
nice.
that sweater that I wanted
Yeah.
to make like a long time ago?
Did you say what's in it?
No. It's the same as all the British yarns. It's 75% blue face Leicester and 25% brown Massam. And yeah,
So these are 100 grams skein, and there's 365 yards, 333 meters
yeah.
per skein. It's a
So
wonderful yarn for sweaters, shawl, what you want to
anything,
make. Yeah,
anything. So it's you had the blue with it too,
yeah.
right?
It was just harder to hold on.
Oh no, but it looks nice. So yeah, all the colors, and we'll design stuff and
More and more, yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
and then have samples coming back soon to show you.
So that's it.
That's it. That was a quick one, I think. We'll see after you edit, but I think it was quick, right?
I think so. Yeah.
We'll see you back after our vacation.
Do try to go in outside and knit if with
Yes,
friends if you can. If it's nice, today is quite yeah, but
it
yeah,
was hard getting motivated to film today because it's
it was so nice yesterday. So we were like, ooh, let's do
ooh,
like we were real men yesterday. We went to Canadian Tire and felt.
and we bought
I'm just kidding, by the way. And but flower pot.
yeah flower pots. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah. So see
see
you.
you. Bye.
Bye.